Hello there. Welcome back to my channel, and this is January's mani review. So I did quite a few manis in January. However, something happened to my brain. I'm not really sure. And I forgot to post some of these manis until early February. So they're a little bit out of order from how they are on my Instagram, but I put them in order of when they were supposed to be posted for this video. Up first is the Great Gradient collab, which this month's color was red. Beautiful gradient. I think this is very Christmassy with the gold topper, but also really fun to kind of kick off the year. A very New Year's, but not Chinese New Year's, even though it's the right colors. Anyway, I think they're beautiful. I miss my long nails terribly. This is my last mani I did before they broke. So it's going to be shorties from here on out, but they'll be back. I'm working on it. They grow a little slow, but they'll be back. The first prompt for Glam Nails Challenge was Snow Globe. With shorter nails, I like to keep my designs a little bit more simple because there's just not as much space to do complex designs, and also trying to shove too much on a short nail I think looks bad, but that's just my personal opinion. So I like to do just one little accent nail with the stamp. And so I just did a little snow globe, and this beautiful background color is Bia Silicane from Pinnacle Polish. And it's one of my favorites. It's so gorgeous. The next prompt for Glam Nails Challenge was snowflakes, so I did freshly fallen snowflakes, again keeping it simple, just stamped on the middle two fingers, and the pointer and pinky I featured Minty Fresh from Glisten and Glow. I liked the snowflake design so much I decided to do it again for the next Glam Nails prompt of mittens. I didn't have a stamp that was just mittens, or I did, but I didn't really like it. So I used this one that had a combo of mittens and ice skates, and on the pointer and pinky that is MJ Lacquer's Bloom Where You're Planted. After several simple designs, my Too Much Jean had had enough and wanted to take over for this snowman design. So I did a blue to light blue gradient with Holo Taco's Blue Freezy and sparkling water in the background. I used Not Milky White to make a kind of uneven French tip so that it looked kind of like a snowy field. And then of course reverse stamping and one of my favorite toppers, Glimmer by Erica's Snow Day, for some holographic snowflakes. It's a lot going on, but I think it's so cute. I really like how these nails turned out. Next prompt was penguins, and I don't really have a lot of penguin stamps. That's something I need to change for next winter. So I reused this one that I used last year, but instead of doing black and white, I just did blue and white to make, you know, a little bit more interesting looking penguins. And this one features Night Owl Lacquer's Not a Big Wheel from Polish Pickup on the pointer and pinky. I can't let the winter season pass without using my favorite winter polish, which to me is Cadillacquer's Let It Glow, which you see here on the pointer and pinky. It's absolutely gorgeous, kind of like a patinaed copper color, but then with these light blue hex glitters that just give it that extra something, that extra snowy, beautiful look. In the middle, I used another one of my favorite wintry looking polishes, which is Mooncat's Sabertooth. And I like to use these glossy, but it's a matte polish and it looks really nice. But that's where I put my polar bears and my little bear prints that look just great. I think the polar bears don't actually match very well with the rest of the vibe, but that was the theme, so they had to be polar bears. I would have preferred to make them brown bears, but it's fine. They look good. Next up, I am very proud of this mani. Even though it's extremely simple with only one accent nail of stamping, I put a lot of layers into this reverse stamping. So I painted on a blue jelly first to give the glass its color, but then put a brown jelly behind it for the tea. So it really does look like there's tea in a glass mug. Like I don't know. I'm very proud of the layering of the jellies on this one. And painting tiny fingernails to put on my fingernails was an interesting challenge. But this features as a background polish the Holo Taco's Barista Bundle collection. This is Holo Cappuccino and Orly's Sea Spray for the stamping nail. So that is from their new Aqua Aura collection. Next, it was time for the Cindy Hand collab, and the theme was icicles. I only have one stamping plate with icicles on them, and I know I could freehand icicles, but On my dominant hand, painting with my left hand, it's not that easy. So I went ahead and used the stamp. But for the blue, this is Great Lakes Lacquer, The Last Shenanigans. And it's kind of a sheer blue, but it's got this intense shimmer in it. So I actually did a jelly sandwich with some white stamping polish and one more layer of The Last Shenanigans. Oh, this polish is the best. And in person, it really glows, and I always get compliments. Coincidentally, the next Glam Nails challenge prompt was also icicles, so I had to try and think of a way to shake it up a little bit, so I did silver icicles over a blue background that is Holo Taco's Shady Navy, and to give it a little extra something, I used Disco Dust Topper, that reflective glitter, and it was really pretty. Over a dark shade, you can see all the different colors in Disco Dust, and it just made it look like ice in the night, as I called it, or at least what I imagine ice in the night looks like. I've never seen icicles on my house. Next up is the Great Gradients collab. This month's theme was Random Gradient, and the colors were interesting. I really didn't know what to do with these for a while, and so I kind of decided, well, I'm going to do my wave technique, and I think it worked pretty well. So the colors were like this peach, a nude, a light green, a dark blue, and a royal blue. And so I didn't use all the colors, but I used a lot of them, and I still don't think they go very well together, but I still love doing this technique where I use a fan brush to make a wavy decal. You can see it a little bit better here on the thumb, and that's where I managed to get a few more of the colors in, since my thumb is my longest nail right now. So I think it looks okay. To make it a little more wintry, I added the royal blue stamped on snowflakes. I don't know. I feel a little weird about this one because the colors were so random, but I did the best that I could. Next up was a new collab that I was invited to join, started by my YouTube friend Allie. I'll leave her link in the description below. And the theme was thunderstorms, which is a great theme. So I picked out a bunch of dark and moody polishes that I don't think photographed that well, but I really enjoyed them. So in the background here, I have Orly and Kelly Merce's collab polish, Kelly's Antimatter, which is this almost multi-chrome black, blue, and red glitter shimmer. It's a really interesting polish, and I love using it on stormy themed manicures. And then I painted the clouds in with red, and they have a blue outline because I just love that contrast with the silver lightning. And I did this swirling wind stamp in that same blue on the pointer and pinky. Again, didn't photograph that well. It's hard to see all the details, but I really like storm manis, so I definitely want to try it again and maybe find colors that will pop a little bit more, but I really liked it. So next is a mani that I did, took pictures of, and even saved a draft on Instagram and just forgot to post on time. This one was for the Random Holo Tuesday. This month's color was Party Punch, which is this gorgeous pinky red glitter polish that I'd never use because I'd never use the Holo Taco glitter polishes. They're too thick. I don't really like them, but I do think they're really pretty. And I don't know, I couldn't think of a design to use for Party Punch. And when you're in a collab with a lot of people, especially, and you're one of the last ones to submit your mani, it feels like all the good ideas have been taken. You know what I mean? Like you're scrolling through the chat and you're like, oh, that's a really good one. Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, I wish I thought of that. So I was kind of just making it up as I go. So I did this little decal of the star with the negative space, and it messed up on the corner and I didn't have the patience to fix it. And then I was like, I need a little bit more something. And so I did this weird ring finger that I don't like at all. Oh well, next month I'll try to do a little bit better and do it a lot earlier so that I have an idea. The last mani for this month was for Weird Mani Squad, my beloved, and we were doing odd hand poses, and I couldn't think of a better hand pose than this snake puppet I used to do all the time as a kid. Like this. It looks like a little snake with a little tongue. So yeah, I worked hard to make it as snake-like as possible. And my husband helped me take these pictures from the front. It just looked like a mess, but it's the most odd hand pose that I know of, and I feel like I won Weird Mani Squad this month. I know it's not a competition, but there's always a standout one, and I feel like that prize goes to me this month with this weird little snake. So those were my manicures for the month of January 2024. I can't believe January's finally over. This month lasted forever and my brain is completely scrambled. In fact, it's so scrambled that I missed last Topic Tuesday. Even though I took my swatch pictures and got everything ready, I just never filmed and posted it. So if that's something you'd still like to see, even though it would be almost a week late, let me know in the comments. If even one person wants to see it, I will make that video and post it. I can't thank you enough for sticking with me, even though my schedule is a little crazy and I'm a little scatterbrained. I really appreciate all the love and support I've gotten here on YouTube. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!